Realbuto in our fourth weight class of the evening here in Tulsa is our first #1 seed. It was quite a bit of chaos yesterday on day one of the Big 12 championships. The redshirt senior from Somers, New York, showed that pins are your friend yesterday, including one match where he was down 8-0 against Sam Hilligas of West Virginia. And Realbuto has now won 13 in a row. It was a huge first day for Northern Iowa, which is in second place here behind Oklahoma State. Still two more head-to-head matchups for the Panther Train and the Cowboys. Northern Iowa qualified 7 guys for NCAAs yesterday, including a team record 120.5 points on the first day of Big 12. Here's Paniro Johnson, the redshirt sophomore from Erie, Pennsylvania. In the corners, got a 6-5 win, a 2-1 victory, and then 7-3 over Teague Travis in the semis yesterday. Last year was out of competition due to the gambling probe that impacted many sports at Iowa State. For Johnson, though, those charges were later dropped. The NCAA retroactively restored his year of eligibility, so it was a redshirt year for him. In 2024, 7 open tournaments, and in 2023 was a Big 12 champion, went 0-2 at the NCAAs. And so here comes Colin Realbuto, who is not only a husband, he is a father. His daughter, Georgia, 5 months old. She was on the podium with him after their senior day duel at McLeod in Cedar Falls. So he is an experienced wrestler. And this series between these two is tied 1-1. Realbuto, a winner just last month, 10-7 over Johnson in the duel between these two schools.
Sudden victory at that.
Keep those fingers clean.
Back in 2023, which was Johnson's last season on the mat, it was 3-2 here in Tulsa at the Big 12 championships on Johnson's way to the Big 12 title.
Keep the hands clean, too. Hands
Two different
clean.
types of wrestlers. Very much Paniro Johnson keeps it close, and his coaching staff says they want him to open up because an attacking Paniro Johnson is a winning Paniro Johnson. But a lot of his matches are very close. You know, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point wins. And he's comfortable there because his defense is stout. Realbuto, man, he scores a lot of points. Sometimes he doesn't want to score a lot of points because he has to come back. But he scores a lot, puts himself in positions. So 2 different styles and 2 different philosophy when it comes to scoring.
And Realbuto from a wrestling family, 2 older brothers. Wrestled at Cornell. Brian was a 3-time All-American, and Dylan, who finished up his career in 2018. So for Realbuto, year number 7 out of high school, 2 red shirts, an unattached year, and his 5th season at Northern Iowa after starting his career at Brown. And he is on the board, a 3-0 lead midway through the first.
Real sneaky there. He got in that single. As soon as Paniro Johnson was sprawling, he released it and got behind him. So Paniro kind of fell on his face. A lot of times guys get that single and they want to just hold it and bring it in. As soon as he got that single, when he felt the sprawl of Paniro, he released and got behind.
Keep that legal.
And now he's keeping the pressure forward. Doing a good job here.
Green.
So Paniro wants to stay inbounds.
No change. We're still here. Or we're down.
Back to neutral.
Rest down.
So let's look at that takedown. So he gets in on the single. And then as soon as he sprawls, you saw him kind of just turn his hips to sprawl and give it a hip in. That's when he released and got behind him.
Stay set.
That's just a feel. You don't really teach that. It's just, I feel the weight shift. And when he felt the weight shift, that's when he went behind.
I got a caution green.
Caution on Realbuto.
Just get on him easy.
And we'll see what happens with Johnson here, because you mentioned that he's not as high scoring as Realbuto. His winning the quarters was 6-5 on a stall call in sudden victory, so that decided that match. But his head coach, Kevin Dresser, said, I think he's opened his offense up a little bit. There's times where you got to be a savage and put guys away, have that mentality for the whole time. And it's been hard for Johnson to generate that, but when he does, that's when he can be really dangerous.
And this might be good for Paniro Johnson. And now he's got to open up his offense. Because Colin Realbuto, he will score in very unique ways at that.
Stay set. Cover.
Both of these guys out of competition last year. Realbuto taking 23-24 as an Olympic red shirt with Team Italy. First point for Johnson. It's 3-1. Worth noting, too, that a guy everybody expected at the beginning of the season to be competing here late into the Big 12 championships, Ty Waters of West Virginia, last year's Big 12 champion, is out for the remainder of the year, unfortunately due to injury, and didn't wrestle after November 14th. One of a pretty good number, not just in the Big 12, but across the country of All-Americans who are out because of injury this year.
Nothing.
Chain wrestling there.
Nothing. No change.
Strong finish to the first, and it's 3-1 Realbuto at the end of 3 minutes. Well, some of the best teams in the NBA, top players, highlight our ESPN NBA Wednesday doubleheader. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Western Conference leading Thunder go up against Jason Tatum and the Celtics, 7:30 Eastern. And then out west, Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets host Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves with NBA Countdown tipping off our coverage at 7 Eastern. We go into the wrestling postseason mid to late March, and the NBA will be wrapping up its regular season just about a month after that with the play-in and then the start of the playoffs.
Realbuto is committing to the ride. When we say that, that means he's committed to keeping Paniro down. He's putting the pressure forward, trying to lace the ankle, but Paniro Johnson's doing a good job of kind of covering his ankle. And then he knee slide out. That is perfect technique. Keep the ankle covered and then knee slide out.
Now, Realbuto went back for a shot, and then Johnson turns it into underhooks.
Russell on the edge. Stalemate, neutral. Break easy. Easy. Be smart. Be smart. Be smart. Hey, we're not going to do any extracurricular.
A little extra there. It's just telling me, you know, I'm getting up and I'm using your head to push off.
Keep the hands clean.
Hard gloves. Okay. All right. You notice with UNI, the Panthers, they're coached very well by Coach Schwab, and they really do stay disciplined in their stance. We saw with Happel, discipline of stance. You're seeing a Realbuto.
Get out of this.
Discipline with his stance.
Next time it's going to be a stall call on one of you guys.
And they like to hand fight. They don't mind just getting there and hand fighting all day.
Meanwhile, for Iowa State, Johnson, this is it for them in the finals. After last year, they were 11 points clear of Oklahoma State for their first Big 12 championship since 2009, and Kevin Dressler was named Coach of the Year for the second time. So the tide turned quickly here in the Big 12 this season, with Oklahoma State and Northern Iowa battling each other for a league championship.
Man, Johnson moves like a cat, man. You see him in and he just pops away, real light on his feet. Even in that exchange where Johnson is moving around, Realbuto's kept his stance.
Hey,
discipline in keeping your stance.
What do you want?
It pays off.
Freeze down.
There's so much talk, no matter who you hear from within the Northern Iowa program, is to say, look, we're not going to have the best facilities. In fact, not even a true wrestling facility at this point in terms of West Gym being demolished and working out at a local club and then moving their duels to the basketball arena. Also not going to have the most money in the state of Iowa to recruit the best wrestlers, but when we've got our guys, we know that they're a right fit for our system because they want to be here.
And that's being confident in who you are, not changing. Well, the Tide says we need to be this way, or we need to have more NIL, or we need to have better facilities. Coach Schwab and the UNI Panthers, they know who they are, and they're not ashamed of who they are.
One green.
Johnson was working on dwindling the riding time. It is under a minute now, but Realbuto gets the escape, and his lead is 2.
Now, this is now kind of a Paniro Johnson match. Kind of these tight matches.
Keep the hands clean.
We're in here just fighting, little pushing and prodding and snapping. There needs to be a flurry for Paniro Johnson. Just one clean shot isn't really going to do it with Realbuto.
And if Realbuto hangs on to win this, the lead right now is 8 points for Oklahoma State. It would shrink it to 4 between the Cowboys and the Panthers.
Paniro Jansen, he's in on the shot. He's in on the shot. But, hey, Colin Realbuto can do the best. It's kind of kicking the head.
Nothing.
He's very good. He's very good. Okay.
Potentially dangerous. Stops it at 38 seconds.
Colin Realbuto is good at scrambling. Scrambling means like you scramble eggs. It's all over the place. That's what scrambling means in wrestling. They're all over the place.
Guys, let's go. Set. Fingers, get out of there. Get out of there.
Johnson needs a takedown to win it here inside 30 seconds for the championship at 149 pounds. He goes low, drive through, and it's 3 for the Cyclone.
And Oklahoma State fans know what this means. Paniro Johnson, a typical Paniro Johnson match. He just stays tight, little in. He's got to hold him down. He's still in control. He can give up a stall call. He can give it up. That's fine. It's all right. He's got to continue to bring him down. He's working. He's working. All in an attempt.
And he hangs on for the finish. The late 3. And Paniro Johnson is a Big 12 champion once again.
That's a good match. Both guys should have.
When it all boiled down to it, that was a Paniro Johnson match. Keep it close, trust your offense, and continue to work hard. Look at this takedown. He knew he had to get his sprint going, and he dropped down to a low single and got to both ankles. Low single, got to both ankles, cut the corner, and held on for dear life. Smart wrestling here is that he knew he did not have a stall call, so he can give up a stall call. You may say he didn't bring him to the mat. I don't care what you think. Is he attempting to bring him to the mat? If he attempts to bring him to the mat, he's not going to get called for stalling again. And at that point, he holds on for the win.
Well, huge for the Cyclone, who gets his second Big 12 championship after being off the mat last year and keeps it an 8-point lead in the team race for Oklahoma State over Northern Iowa. 157 is up next, a mid-major mashup. Vinny Zerbin of Northern Colorado and